Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder, and once again we have a Protoss versus Terran matchup here onto a 4 spawning location map. Let me just start by introducing the players to you guys as we are spawning here in the upper right in the red. It is a AK code here from a pro player, DFDF22ADD32AA. Sadly, I don't know who this pro player is, but as you can see, a very high APM here for him. So it should be a very interesting game. And of course, here in the lower right in the green, it is Flash with his barcode AK, the W behind. So once again, we do have the production tab here in the upper left part. We're going to be checking out the build orders, just like we do in the previous replays here onto this channel. And yeah, let's just see what exactly is going to happen. As you can see, quite a short replay, but it's still around 15 to 16 minutes. So let's just have a look what exactly is going to happen here onto the 4 spawning location map. As Flash is opening up here standardly with his supply depot. I'm very sure he's going to continue with his barracks and the pretty normal open up here for the Protoss as well with a pylon first, but it looks like he's saving money for something, so this could be a Nexus first open up here for him. A interesting decision by him given the fact that it is a 4 spawning location map. However, Flash could be lucky to scout this out and try a bunker rush. But yeah, it is a 4 spawning location map, so the quite nice greedy gameplay here by the Protoss, as he's already scouting here the map with his probe after going for the Nexus. And it would be very interesting to see where exactly Flash is going with his SCV. Is he going to the upper right part? Is he going to be lucky to see that fast expansion move by the opponent? And yes, indeed, it looks like he's indeed going to be seeing the Nexus first build order here by his opponent. There we have the gateway, so there's the barracks. Gas is already getting mined here for Flash very early on. I believe he's going to mine it until 100 and then transfer the SCVs towards the minerals. The SCV is moving forward for him. Another SCV, I believe he's going for a factory, as his SCV is actually deciding to move towards a different location right here. So perhaps the Protoss fooling here Flash. A very interesting move by the Protoss. Interesting enough, Flash is still scouting here the map towards the lower right part, so perhaps the probe right here did fool Flash, thinking of course that it would have been another scouting into a different position. And sadly here for Flash is also moving out with a Marine, scouting for some proxies from the opponent. There is his factory, so a very disastrous scouting actually here for Flash, as the 2 units have met here into this location. And Flash, sadly for him, completely ruining here his scouting off to the map. Let's have a look how the game is going to continue. 3 Marines of course are ready to engage the probe. Of course Flash sees that the probe is very late. Now finally he could be able to take it out, almost taken out, and I believe right now he's finally realizing that indeed it is the upper right part where the Protoss is hiding. Let's just have a look into his main once again. A Vulture is getting produced, a command center, and now finally he's going to be able to see the coming from the expansion. Is going to see the double gateway at home. We also have a cybernetic score here for the Protoss. The upgrade is also started for the range. So let's have a look at his reaction. He's actually moving out now with 3 Marines and a Vulture in the back here as well. The SCV is also going to be very important. He might try to place a bunker into this location. Or is it going to be, yes indeed, he's going for a bunker first. There's the probe already taking quite some damage out of the Marines. It might get snapped very soon. Is it going to be enough here? Quite a late bunker rush by Flash. With that, the Dragoon looks like he's going to be able to take out the SCV. The Vulture is getting snapped. 1 probe is also getting snapped here. The Dragoon taking quite some damage. Lots and lots of damage is being taken here, but in the end, of course, a failed attack by Flash, as the Protoss is going to be easily holding this. So pretty much a disastrous early game here for Flash, as his scouting was pretty much diverted here by the Protoss into a different location. So losing 3 Marines, 1 bunker, 1 SCV. Very bad start here for Flash, as he's now preparing a more defensive gameplay as we close in towards the 5-minute mark. Quite a lucky early game here for the Protoss. Let's see how he's going to continue. I believe he's going into a robotics facility bay, so we might see some harassment with some battle gameplay with some Reaver. Even High Templars could be a possibility here for the Protoss versus the Terran, as the Vulture still scouts of course the map. Yet another Vulture for Flash, as now mines are finally getting finished here for Flash. So he's going to be laying those mines just to have vision course going to be laying some mines towards the path from the Protoss, just to keep the Protoss at bay, just to keep him at home. Of course the Protoss will have to go into a observatory, but we do have a interesting move. We actually have a Templar archive, so it could be even be Dark Templars here for the Protoss, as more and more mines and more map control is getting gained here by Flash. So very interesting game here indeed. He's taking his second guess, I believe, very soon. And yeah, with that, of course, Flash gaining more and more control of the map, having so much vision here. The Protoss has to wait for his observatory. There is his shuttle. Speed for the Vulture is getting done. So very many buildings are of course getting produced, as the Protoss is pretty much just turtling here at home, defending the expansion very nicely here with his Dragoons. And yeah, worker wise, the Protoss even having 40 workers almost here versus the 32 for Terran. And finally we do see another move out here by the probe. He might go for his other expansion point, but of course Flash has mined all of those expansion points. He might even be lucky to snipe this probe right here with speed. He should of course be able to snipe it, but interesting enough, the probe escaping here, actually going for the upper left part. So a very good escape here by the Protoss. Is he going to perhaps wall off here and create 2 expansions? We're about to find out what exactly his plans are. Just planting a pylon here into this location. Let's check the main once again here for Flash. Some tanks are here ready to intercept the movement out here by the shuttle. There it is with 2 Dark Templars actually, but there is vision, there is a turret right here. Is there vision here as well? Yes indeed. So Flash being prepared this time for the cheesy gameplay here by the Protoss. Having turrets at home, of course, very nicely defending here. Perhaps the shuttle could have flown here forwards towards a different location right here where there were no turrets inside. There could have been a small gap here to fly over, but very risky, as yeah, vultures are now still moving out onto the map for Flash. And this pylon is still very interesting here for the Protoss. I believe he's just waiting for some space here. He's of course scared of the vulture move out here by the opponent. And in the meantime, let's have a look into the main from the Protoss, as he's going into mass gateways here for him with a Arbiter trim. So very interesting transition here by him. It's going to be gateway units with Arbiter gameplay here, so Flash might need a science vessel or 2 to intercept this. Let's have a look into his main as well, as it's going into more and more factories. So it's going to be mass factories. It might be once again a timing push by him, quite a late timing push after a disastrous early game. So we have a stalemate here for both players. Both players just pretty much preparing their macro game, as the Protoss now finally decides at the 8-minute mark to take another expansion. This probe still hiding into this location. In comes the vulture from Flash, is going to spot it. With that, the probe is going to be taken out, of course. Well, let's just see how the game is going to continue. We have some upgrades for the Arbiter here. There we have the Arbiter, the shuttle here for Protoss, still with 2 Dark Templars, interesting enough, as the Observer is going to give now good vision from the home base from Flash. There we have weapons 1, we have the siege tank ability here for Flash. Some vultures are still moving out here onto the map, trying of course to inflict some damage, some splash damage with some mines, but the Protoss nicely securing the zone with his Observer right here. We have many tanks for Flash, so 1 weapons should be ready very soon for him, as there's many more workers here for the Protoss than for Flash. 50 more workers. It looks like we do have a timing push indeed here by Flash. Now, is it going to work out? That is going to be the question, given the fact that the Protoss will have Arbiters and Flash might need some SCVs. There are some SCVs to build some turrets, but the Observer is nicely seeing now the move out here by the Terran with another Observer right here. So let's see what's going to happen. The Protoss is also moving out with his Dragoon Zealots. Sadly, not that many here available for him, as in comes the push and a great surround attempt here by the Protoss. But Flash unsieging and re-sieging 2 tanks only, with the other tanks are moving forward. So it's going to be very hard. I believe he's going to leave them very close towards this wall right there, just to give them more protection. And now the Protoss is slowly but steadily losing some territory here, as in comes the shuttle with the Dark Templar actually. So it's going to very likely try to snipe the SCV right here. Very smart move by the Protoss, and hold on with splash damage. Actually Flash losing some tanks right here, inflicting damage to himself, so he really needs protection very quickly. There is 1 turret getting ready. The Protoss is moving forward. Some tanks are pretty much here in the back exposed, as the Dragoons will very likely going to be used here to intercept the reinforcements for Flash. So in comes the move forward. There is a scan available here for Flash. He'd lose 2 SCVs. I don't see any more SCVs for him, so sadly he won't be having any vision. And at the same time, very smartly here for the Protoss, securing the reinforcements paths here. So Flash might be needing more units here. Just 2 tanks with some vultures, some SCVs here as well. We might have to pull back with some units. In the meantime, he's just securing here the exit from the opponent as more zealots are getting produced, but I believe the Protoss has no legs available for him. And with that, of course, the siege continues here. Hold on, we do actually have the move out here by Flash. Going to try to surround all of those dragoons here, dealing more and more damage. Even the mines are dealing some damage. The SCVs are in the front. The vultures with speed, of course, have been brought back to take out those dragoons. And with that, I believe Flash is just pretty much going to secure his path out. Just 3 dragoons. One is really hurt. The second one also. Hold on, we actually do have a movement here forward. Speed has been done actually here for the zealots as they're moving here forward. The vulture immediately in the front, protecting the tanks. The arbiter also giving great invisibility, also casting an ice field against those tanks in the back. With that, Protoss is actually losing more and more, and Flash even having the barracks in the front and the engineering bay just to soak up more and more damage here. So once again, his known timing push with his protective buildings into the air seems to be gaining more and more ground. But let's not forget that the Protoss has a much better economy. However, the position right here, just like in chess, is much better here for Flash, as he's now moving forward closer and closer towards the expansion point from the opponent. Another SCV has been sniped. Good attempt here by the Protoss to take out the mines. The second arbiter is also getting produced. Mass production here as well for Flash, as he has 1 weapons upgrade. No upgrades here for the Protoss, as he's nicely taking out mine after mine. And with that, a good scan here by Flash, as sadly here for the Protoss is losing more and more units. So pretty bad position here by him. I believe Flash going to allow this expansion to thrive, but actually no, it brought some units here forward. So very nice split decision, and this tank actually with 11 kills. So very smart move, just leaving 2 units here, securing the exit from the opponent. And with that, the Protoss sadly not having any shuttles or any other units to protect the expansion right there. In comes the movement here forward, but slowly but steadily the Protoss just keeps on losing more and more units. Very hard to control. Of course, the units will move forward, and with that, 3 more dragoons have been sniped, as slowly but steadily Flash is just pushing here forward. And what a smart move by him, with 1 vulture, with 1 tank, the hero tank with 11 kills. I believe mostly workers there for Flash. Slowly but steadily we are closing towards the end game right here. It looks like Flash seems to be securing this game right here, as he's dealing more and more damage towards the Protoss units. The zealots are of course moving in the front, but there's not really that much left here being for the Protoss. He has to of course somehow engage. Great stasis field once again in the back. The zealots get some good positions here forward. They do pull some great mines forward. Flash still having some reinforcements, but hold on, actually comes a great force here by the Protoss, with so many zealots in the front, getting a good position against the tanks. And with that, great nicely job here by the Protoss, as he's sniping more and more units, and Flash is actually now losing more and more units right here. So all of a sudden the Protoss in a better position with his reinforcements, patiently gaining more and more units here, and in the end moving here forward, sniping some important tanks. The other tanks are pretty much iced forward here, as in comes another arbiter push with some zealots in the front. But now the Goliaths will be ready here to engage the arbiters, and with that I believe slowly but steadily indeed we will be seeing the GG out here from the Protoss. A very interesting game here indeed. A smart move by Flash with the tank right here, and with the vulture securing him his game right here. Very nice and interesting game. What has started with a very bad scouting here for Flash has turned once again into a nice timing push, very well executed, and in the end he also had a good counter towards the arbiter gameplay here from the opponent, and also nicely trapping the exit from the expansion point, securing the attack for the second expansion here from the Protoss. Very good game here by Flash, but early disastrous game by him. Could have of course sniped the expansion with a bunker rush. In the end the Protoss nicely fooling him with that 1 probe. And yeah, still a good game here by both players. Also a nice game here by the Protoss, but in the end the timing push once again proving to be way too strong here for Flash. So yeah, I hope you guys once again enjoyed. This is your host Tommy, signing out.